and welcome back once again to the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Shy Show, and as we always like to say, Shy, not Chirac. And I have some great guests with me today. I got Mr. Malik joining us once again. How you doing, sir? Always a pleasure. And then I have Miss Tulani. How you doing, Tulani? Thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Yes. Tulani is one of our esteemed guests, and today's topic of discussion is actually related to technology, all right, and why technology is so important to us in diverse communities, as well as the future, innovation, creativity, and things like that. So in order for us to keep our communities at the forefront of technology, all right, we have to start very young, at a very young age, and continue to promote technology to our youth. And for those of you who this might be your first time tuning in, we are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at our new headquarter location at 35th and Racine in the Bridgeport Arts Center. You can also send us an email if you'd like to reach out at enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. And once again, we are back. Also, remember, this is a live call-in show. So if we say something interesting, or if you have a question or a comment on something that you may have heard, feel free to give us a call at the number on your screen, 312-738-1060. And today's topic of discussion is technology, all right? And we were just talking outside on how important technology is and how important access to technology is in our communities for young men like Malik here and other young boys and girls who need to keep their eyes and their perception open towards the future, you know, and as well as stay relevant with technology, with computers, with coding, and different things like that. So, Ms. Tulani.
Yes.
Yes, how you doing this evening?
I'm great. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Great. Thank you again for joining us. Before I get to that, I would like to just pull up a flyer. This is actually a project going on this weekend, and this will tell us more about what Ms. Tulani has to offer for us. Melvina Masterminds this weekend on June 22nd is doing technology workshops over on the west side at 415 North Laramie Avenue. That's 415 North Laramie Avenue, and they'll be providing coding as well as 3D printing workshops for free to the community. Yes. So that is what she is here to tell us about. And I'm sorry, let me just pull that up right quick. That is what she is here to tell us about. I thought I had the flyer up there, but this is for you to see what the flyer has going on. We got the website where you can get more information. Also, it is on Eventbrite,
yes,
so that you can do a free booking for you and your children to come out and see what the coding and the 3D printing is all about. Technology.
Yes. Okay, well, so thank you, first of all, for having me here to speak on behalf of our pop-up that we're doing. So, yes, it's coding and 3D printing. It is a free event. It's on the west side of Chicago, which we are so thrilled about. And it's really more so about our larger vision that we have for the west side of Chicago in terms of providing a location where youth can come, learn, explore, you know, their new interests and their hobbies. And we're building a community center. So that will be opening next year, more so in the fall. But leading up to that, we're doing pop-up events and just other things around the community to get engagement going, get the word out. And yeah, this is this Saturday. We'll love to get more RSVPs. Again, it's free. There'll be food, great instructors.
Wow. Food.
Yeah.
Food and free. We know y'all love those keywords. And technology.
Yes. And so before the workshops begin, we'll also be having a discussion with esteemed guests such as yourself, being able to really discuss the importance of really why we need to know about this in our community. That will include a facilitator and just having direct dialogue with the audience. My biggest thing is we want to be talking with the community, not really like at and what you should do.
Yes.
And I really believe that the youth have, honestly, the ideas that we need to know so that we can work together to really create the solutions that we need.
Yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. One more time, that's this weekend at 415 North Laramie. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery will be there in effect, actually doing some demonstrations with one of the newest pieces of technology to our collection, which is a 3D printer. So yours truly will be there, running some workshops related to the 3D printing. Actually, I didn't mention earlier, but my background is in mechanical engineering. So I always enjoy the opportunity to talk to some young people about technology, because even going into an engineering field, even if you don't want to be an engineer, it gives you greater options on the back end. If you happen to equip yourself with that information, go to Scott College and get that background in any level of engineering, it really allows you to look at the world in a different way. What you think about technology, Malik?
I think that almost everyone should have it.
Almost everyone should have it. Wow. Did you have any technology classes at school?
Yes.
Okay, what did y'all do in your technology class?
We got on something called Ready, Prodigy, Typing.com.
Okay, Prodigy. And what do they do? Is that a computer program, an app, or what?
It's a math game.
A math game. So they took math and made it fun. Since we know children love games, don't they? The children like games so much, they like to sit up and watch other people play games. That's how exciting games are. You see what really gets all the hits on YouTube is somebody else playing games, and they really get excitement out of watching that. But that's good. I'm really happy for games like Prodigy, because I know that they give the children an opportunity to exercise their mathematical skills as well as have a little fun. And on that note, it looks like we have a caller. How you doing, caller?
Good.
Okay. What would you like to say, sir? Do you have a question or a comment?
How does 3D printing work?
How does 3D printing work? That is a very good question. Ms. Tulani, you know about that, or is that a question for me?
I think I'm going to let you answer that.
Well, to tell you the truth, the way the 3D printing works is, in technical terms, it's a process called extrusion, where you take a piece of material and you force it into another shape. That's technically what extruding is. But 3D printers, they have a big spool of plastic that is called filament, and this filament, which is a big spool of plastic, almost like real thick thread, is fed through the 3D printer very slowly and is heated up. So as the plastic melts, the 3D printer is able to form the plastic into the design that it wants. And it does that along what we call the X, the Y, and the Z axis. So it's a little technical, but ultimately the 3D printer takes an object that has been sent to the printer, like sending information to the printer, in a code, and that code allows us to transform the filament or the plastic thread into a design. So I hope that answered your question there, sir. We always love it when the youth call in and ask the tough questions. 3D printing, Malik, what do you think about that?
I think that you can make a car.
A car? Is that one you can drive in?
Yes.
Okay, sounds interesting.
If you combine 100 3D printers and then they all make one big one, you can make a gigantic car.
Amazing. That's interesting because, that is the future of technology. All right. Now here we have a child that's 9 years old. Did I get that right, 9?
Yes.
9 years old. You got a child that's 9 years old, and he has envisioned what the scientists are already working on for the future. Machines that can build other machines. Nanotechnology. All right. The nanotechnology is a machine that can only be seen with a microscope, and they are designing and programming these machines to be able to build other machines. Right now they are working on machines that we can put into a pill and put into our body, and it'll go into our body just like something off of something on sci-fi, and go through our bloodstream and take video and help doctors determine other illnesses that may be going on with us. But this is the future that scientists are envisioning. But everything starts with a thought. That's why it's so important that we continue to equip our children with good information, access to technology, and allow them to stay relevant for the future. Because if we don't know about technology, if we don't know about coding, if we don't know about computers and all these other things, we will have no relevance in the future. And then we'll end up like relics. And we don't want to be that, right?
Correct.
Have you ever used a 3D printer before?
No.
Have you seen one done operating?
Yes, we have one at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we do. Yeah, tell them something else. What would you like to share?
We have like a 3D printer that's like a pen, but it's called a 3-doodler.
3-doodler.
Yes.
Yes.
And the people that made a nanobug or whatever you call it, they made that.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So for small children, they actually have a pen that allows using the same 3D printing or similar 3D printing technology where you're actually heating a stick of plastic and you're able to form it into something else creative and innovative. They have that for children where they can make their own designs and shapes and all of that. So I thought it would be a great project. So we got a couple of 3-doodlers around the house, and that's a 3D printing pen for the children. All right. Once again, all right, just to remind you all who we are. We are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at our new location at 35th and Racine. And you can always check us out at EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. That's EnglewoodEnterpriseGallery.com. Wow, this is such a helpful and impactful show. So we talked a little bit about your project, but also you got some other information about the center that you guys are launching. I'd love to talk more about that.
All
but
right.
before I get to that, I'm going to pull up a video right quick.
Okay.
Because I like to, pictures worth 1,000 words. And I can sit here and tell you about all the great stuff that we do at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. But I always like to pull up a video clip to give people an idea of some of the exciting, productive, innovative, artistic, and creative things that we have going. So since we're talking about technology as well as maker spaces and 3D printing, the Englewood Enterprise Gallery also has a maker space. And it's a fashion lab. So I don't think I got a chance to tell you about that. But there at the fashion lab, we use it to teach children as well as adults about sewing. We have embroidery machines, t-shirt making machines. We conduct classes. And we use that as another way to show our young people the power of their creativity.
I love it.
Yes, when they can design a shirt or design a piece of attire and actually make it out and get equipped with the skills that it takes to produce it, it's an empowering thing. So I'm going to play this video right quick, and you guys hang tight. Feel free to call in if you got any questions. Yes, and we are back with a few changes, of course. How you doing, sir?
Hi.
And what's your name?
Elijah Medina.
Okay, nice to see you again. There we go, good old handshake. All right, so we are talking about technology and why it's so important in the community as well to little guys like Mr. Elijah right here. Also, so before we get to what Elijah would like to say, I would like for you to tell us more about the community center that that we are spearheading. That's going to be a maker space as well as a theater, and we actually have some pretty prominent people involved in this project. At least one major player,
Yep.
in the game that Man, I just think it's phenomenal that somebody is actually coming back to the neighborhood and wanting to do things in a positive way. So tell me more about that, Ms. Talani.
Yes. So the visionary behind the vision of Melvina Masterminds is actually actor, comedian, entertainer Hannibal Buress.
Okay.
So sure you've heard of him.
Yes, I sure have.
All right,
I seen his show on Netflix too. You know what I mean? So
great.
Yes.
So the real thing is he's from the west side of Chicago, and like you said, a lot of people, they kind of make it. Not everybody comes back. This has been a goal of his for quite some time to not just give back, but like really make again like a staple, like in the community, an actual physical location. And it's frankly the start of a much larger vision that we have, frankly, for the West Side. So we're starting with this center, and again, it's STEM plus arts, and the larger picture of that is, comedy was basically his way out.
Yes. Yes.
And expressing himself. So that's why we're definitely keeping, the arts involved with the center.
Yes.
But it's just really something that's important from Hannibal, and we're working on this, day in and day out to just really make sure it comes to fruition with great community partners such as yourself and several other individuals that are really helping this vision come to life.
That is awesome. I appreciate that. Did you say we had what, Elijah?
A caller.
Oh, we got a caller. Okay. All right, we got a caller, so that is awesome. Hey, caller, what would you like to say?
Oh, yeah, so I had a question about blacks and technology. It's a lack of blacks in technology, and how will a makerspace or all these community centers and schools with all these makerspaces, what is the approach on changing the narrative of the lack of blacks in technology? I mean, how does that help the community?
Interesting. Yes.
You want to go first? I'm ready. We can team tag here.
Right. Well, your question about blacks and technology, I think personally, I think there are many levels. One level, just like the Englewood Enterprise Gallery and the small part that we play, we always like to teach young men like Lil Elijah here on how to exercise his creativity and innovation, so that we can stay creative. I'm a firm believer that innovation starts with creativity. All of the math and the science and all of those other things, they come after our ability to be a creative and actually envision things that don't exist, and then draw these things down on paper, all right, and then you utilize the math and the science and the technology and the ability to fabricate to produce what your idea may be. But I think that like what they're doing with Melvina's
Masterminds.
Melvina's Masterminds, as well as places like Betty Shabazz and the Barbara Sizemore Academy and other schools that are adopting having maker spaces, because there was a time when vocation was an integral part of education, but now that's being phased out of public life. And for the most part, a lot of our small children don't have access to creative places where they can build things and innovate and utilize 3D printers and stuff without going to somewhere where they have a fabrication lab, a fab lab, or a maker space or something along those lines. So I think that it's important that we continue to innovate. We continue to look at how we can continue to bring this technology to our community, to our youth, to our schools, to our community organizations, to our institutions, and to continue to create these platforms, as well as continuing to reach out to organizations like the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, because we're all about arts and creativity. We believe in, because you got STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, but I also see that you all are dealing with what they call STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Because I think art should be in that whole technology conceptualization, because we have to remain creative. Elijah, how you doing today?
Good.
What do you know about technology?
That technology is something that you use if you're in math or reading.
Math or reading. Did you take any technology classes in school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. How did that work out for you? Did you learn anything?
Yes.
What did you learn?
It was this app that was called typing.com. It helps you type faster.
Really? Typing.com. Now that's interesting because when I was in school, well, when I was in high school, we had to pass a typing class in order to get out of school. We had to know how to type. Now we're in the age of hashtag smiley face and emoticons and all of that. So, you know, people communicate on a regular basis with a whole different level of communication. And also it's interesting to see how far technology has advanced. Because when I was his age, we didn't have cell phones. If a person called you and you wasn't home, they wasn't getting you to the next business day. You know, the internet came in the mail at that time. You know what I mean? But it's a whole different era. So it's just amazing to see how far technology will go with right information, because we're in the information age. And as long as we continue to teach our children coding and teach our children how to utilize 3D printers. What do you know about 3D printers?
3D printers.
Yes, 3D printers. Anything?
They help you make designs of things.
Okay. Have you ever used one?
Containers.
Shipping containers? Yeah, you're right. We've been working on the shipping container project. So, have you used a 3D printer before?
I use a 3Doodler.
3Doodler? Okay, now tell me about that. And then we can go to the caller. Tell me about your 3Doodler experience.
The 3Doodler, we was making bugs.
Bugs?
Hexbugs made it. Hexbug made it, and we was making it.
Okay. It looks like we got another caller before we get off the line, so let's see what our caller has to say.
What do you really like about technology?
What do you really like about technology? Is that for me or is... Yeah, you can answer this. I know you was whispering, but they heard you. You can answer this one.
I like about technology is that you can play games.
Games, huh?
Work.
Games and do what?
Work.
Work using technology?
Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Technology has revolutionized how we do work. Technology also puts people out of business. All right, so there was some things like people who made cars, they got replaced with robots. And if you pay attention to everything that's happening around you, you will see, thank you, we got 1 minute left, appreciate it. We don't want them to run us up out of here. You will see that robots will eventually take more jobs of humans. Like when we go to McDonald's, even though you know how I feel about Mickey D's. How I feel about that.
I don't know what to eat.
McDonald's? How I feel about McDonald's?
Their food is not healthy.
Okay, well at least I just want to let the people know that because I'm not abusing my children by, but anyway, yeah, when we, the teller that we order from one day, that's just going to be a computer. And your food is going to drop down like the vending machine that already exists in some McDonald's. And that's what we can expect to see more of. My time is almost over. Do you have any parting words, Ms. Talani, before they run us up out of here?
Just thank you. You guys, Saturday, June 22nd, 10 a.m.
Yes.
Come through.
Yes. Let me pull that up one more time. On the outro, for y'all to see it, June 22nd, we're going to be doing 3D printing, coding, and some other stuff. Englewood Enterprise Gallery, along with Melvina's Masterminds, June 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 415 North Laramie. Thank you for joining us. See you next week. Peace.